In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best deck for every hero in Clash Royale, in my opinion. We're going to start off, guys, with the Hero Giant. Now, actually, the only place you can test out the new heroes right now, besides the Hero Mini Pekka, is going to be inside of Classic Challenges and Grand Challenges. So right now, guys, I'm basically playing a Grand Challenge so we can test these heroes out. And I think, guys, the Giant hero is going to be pretty decent inside of Giant cycle decks. And by the way, guys, some of these decks, there's going to be a bonus where you're actually going to see two of the heroes together because, of course, you can have two of the heroes in the same deck, which, of course, is pretty crazy. But I think, guys, that the Giant is the worst hero, in my opinion. That might have been obvious to a lot of you guys. I don't necessarily think it's going to be completely dead, though, and having a deck where you know it's solid in is going to still be beneficial because there's a good chance this could end up getting an emergency buff. You guys know how Supercell is. They want people to be spending the money on the new cards, especially a concept like Heroes, so I would not be surprised whatsoever if they decide to give an emergency buff to the Giant, maybe making the ability 1 Elixir, or you know, just doing something. I think making the ability 1 Elixir would be solid because I think the Mighty Miner for 1 Elixir, it sends something into the other lane, so it would be pretty fair in my mind that the Giant's able to send something in the other lane for 1 Elixir. If the Mighty Miner goes in the other lane for 1 Elixir, it would kind of make sense, and maybe they could remove the landing damage, the small amount of landing damage it deals, and that'll maybe help make sure it's not too broken for a 1 Elixir ability. But I do think that needs to happen. But this Giant cycle deck, guys, especially with the Magic Archer, which got an 8% damage buff, definitely back, in my opinion. We could actually try to line up a Magic Archer here, and this might be able to almost close out the game. Not quite, but pretty close. We just get a log going here. You got the minions in the deck. You could also use the Evo Bats if you want, maybe instead of the Evo Skeletons, but I think the minions are just a lot stronger, and this is going to be, it looks like, a nice and easy game 1 here. But again, this is the worst hero, guys, the Giant, but I think inside of Giant Cycle, which this deck has been revived, I've seen a lot of people at the top of the leaderboard with this deck once again, and also maybe Giant Graveyard, it could be decent, but it's the worst hero. I wanted to start with the Hero Giant, though. Next up, guys, we're going to have the Hero Musketeer. In my opinion, guys, the Hero Musketeer is going to be very good inside of 2.6, without a doubt. I mean, of course, it's also going to be very good inside of Loon Cycle as well, but 2.6, I think it's just so fitting, and it kind of just makes sense because you got so many evolution options inside of 2.6, so it's pretty easy for you to just go ahead and use the Hero Musketeer, obviously, which is not an evolution slot, and then you have the option of using the Evo Skeletons, for example, the Evo Cannon, or even the Evo Ice Spirit, so it's just so easy to fit the Evo Musk into the deck. You could also use the Evo Knight if you want as well instead of the Ice Golem, but I also think that the Ice Golem is very beneficial to have in a lot of matchups, and spoiler alert, guys, I think the Evo Musketeer, or the Hero Musketeer, excuse me, I genuinely think it's the strongest hero in the game, and ever since they made the Knight 2 Elixir, I think it's, yeah, definitely stronger. We could try to pop the ability here. As you guys can see, it is going to be able to, well, get one shot on the tower. It didn't actually do very much. That was a little bit underwhelming. I expected it to, I think, the landing damage or the spawn damage, I thought it was going to kill the Berserker. That's why I went for it in the first place, but it didn't even end up doing much. I think maybe from that ability you would think, wait, is it even that good? I promise it is good. That was just a pretty bad ability on my end. But anyway, we can go in for a Fireball here and then potentially Log, depending on what he does. We'll just go in for an Ice Spirit here. We'll get a Log going on this, and then we'll get Evo Skeletons going on top of the Knight. If the RG gets a little bit of damage on top of my tower, it's not really the end of the world. I think, does he have to respond to these Evo Skeletons? Yeah, he actually goes in for a Dark Gob, so that's really good. So even though he got a ton of damage, I'm not worried at all because he just spent so much. We could actually just go Ice Golem Hog here. I think he's going to have a really rough time defending this. Yeah, as you can see, he goes Skeletons right into the Ice Golem, and the Hog is going to be able to get a couple connections on top of the tower, so that's really solid over there. And somehow, someway, I don't know if my voice sounds different, but I feel like I just lost my voice for some reason, which is kind of crazy because it's not even like I was screaming or anything. Maybe I'm a little louder than I think I am sometimes when I'm recording, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I got a little bit of it's like a like a frog in my throat or something. I don't know, but either way, guys, let's go in for the Evo Cannon here. Going to be able to hit the RG, I guess, which is pretty cool. Let's just go ahead and play the turret here and see what happens. It's going to be a nice way of stalling the RG over there. We get a nice little fireball here, and we should be able to defend pretty easily. RG is going to get some damage, not before it gets stopped, and that's going to be GG. I would say pretty easy win. I think not a horrible matchup. Kind of an odd RG deck, though, to be fair, on his end as well. And he also had the hero musketeer. Both of us didn't seem to get an absurd amount of value from it. It's going to take a little bit of practice and learning for sure when it's actually a good time to use the ability and when it isn't. So next up, guys, we have the hero mini pekka. The hero mini pekka, guys, in my opinion, pairs very well inside a golem. I was running golem earlier while I was streaming. I early season already got to Grand Champion, and I went on like a 5-game win streak with this golem deck. It's really solid, and the Evo Witch, guys, happens to be a really good counter to the hero mini pekka. Excuse me, keep misspeaking that. I get it mixed up, the heroes and the the evolution. That's going to take a little bit of practice for sure. We could go ahead and level this up. He did log, though. I don't know if I get refunded or not. No, okay, I don't. I think sometimes you do. It might depend, though. I'm not really sure. But anyway, he just went in for a miner, so it could be a good time to go in for a pump. But we do have to go guards, otherwise that would have done so much damage just because, well, it was, you know, it was tanking for the spear gob. So if I ignored it, it would have done probably like 1,000 damage or something like that. He is going to have a poison, so he's going to have a somewhat adequate counter to the pump. He's got two options, the miner as well as the poison. So honestly, kind of one of the worst combinations to see when you do have the collector. I'd say the thing that's worse than it would be the earthquake, so at least he doesn't have the earthquake. And I think overall this is not a bad matchup because it's going to be really difficult for him to defend, especially the Evo Witch. The poison is really bad against the Evo Witch because she heals herself up. And we could even get a golem going in front of the witch here because, I mean, yeah, I think we're going to do it, especially because he just went miner really aggressively. And bomb tower comes in. If it locks on the golem, we might be able to have these guards slip in and damage the bomb tower in the other lane, which is solid as well. And look at that, guys. The witch is going to heal herself up, kind of proving my point I was talking about the poison being so bad against her. And this might already be game over here. You guys can see mini pekka coming in. And I feel like the reason why the mini pekka is decent is because the golem ends up tanking for it, right? So you have a lot of good opportunities for the mini pekka, I feel like, to level itself up. And I don't know. I think the mini pekka is overall somewhat balanced, I guess you could say, especially after the nerf they ended up giving it, where the breakfast boost doesn't end up healing it as much as before. I believe they made it 10% less, so that balanced it out a tiny bit. I still think, though, it's about on the level of the Hero Knight. I straight up think, guys, them making the Hero Knight to Elixir, it's a lot more balanced now after they did that. I know a lot of people were saying when they increased the shield hit points that it was, you know, that was a bad call and it's still going to be broken, but I don't know. I think the trusty turret from the Hero Musketeer is the best ability. The Knight might be second, but it's kind of hard to say. It might be a tie with the mini pekka. The Giant, though, needs a buff, but in any case, guys, that's going to be that deck. And then lastly, guys, with the Hero Knight, I am going to combine it with the Hero Musketeer. I could see these two being really good synergy in a lot of decks. I mean, only time will tell when we can actually run these cards on ranked. We can't use them on ranked yet because at the moment, of course, you can't unlock any other hero besides the Hero Mini Pekka. There's no offer to buy them either, so I kind of find that interesting. I would have thought they would have wanted to get a lot of money right out of the gate, but clearly that has not been the case. So because the Hero Knight ability is 2 Elixir now, that probably means you don't want to pop it every single time anymore. You could actually go Balloon in front, because when you have the Knight ability, you can just pop it right, and then everything is going to go on to the Knight instead of the Balloon. And as you guys can see, we don't end up getting a connection, but we force him to go arrows. So it's a very valuable ability to the Knight, even with it being 2 Elixir, as you can clearly see. And I guess we could just pop this. Is that going to lock on the tower? Yes, it does. Look at that. Really good damage. It forced him to have to go for minions. We can go for skeletons here. And yeah, my commentary is probably slightly off because I'm pretty tired while I'm recording this. But we're on the last game here, so hopefully we just go 4 for 4. And yeah, this guy's got kind of a really strange deck. I don't even know what this guy's using. I mean, we are only on game 3. Okay, Sparky does kind of make sense, to be fair. I don't really know how Sparky... I don't know if we go... Can you go for the ability after the Sparky shoots? I don't know if you can time it well. Or would it always connect to both? I actually have no idea how that works. Okay, the Hero Giant. I feel like that's really not going to do much at all. We could just go in for this, though, and go like this, and then I guess just get our Evo Skeletons going. Wait, that actually... Why did that actually kind of work? When he sent that in the other lane, that actually kind of worked, straight up. I was not expecting it to, but it did. That was, okay, that was kind of crazy. I'm gonna be real. That worked really well. Better than I was expecting. We could try to go in here. I think this should be decent. He's going to go in for the mini pekka, and we have the snowball ready. Yeah, nice. His cycle was completely messed up. As you can see, the balloon is going to make it, and it doesn't get another connection. It might have been better if I went in for a prediction snowball, knowing that he was going to do that, but I guess that's okay. We'll just go in for a balloon here, and hopefully we are able to... Okay, well, we do pop the... Is that going to connect? Let's see. It's going to be kind of close. Yeah, it is going to connect, so basically we just have to defend now. I don't know how that got 2 shots, but I'll take it. Hero Giant coming in. I feel like again, the Hero Giant, I just genuinely think is pretty bad. I don't want to say it's completely useless, but as you can see, really didn't get him much value in this match. He did knock one thing over to the other lane, but that was about it. But either way, guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. You can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.